The Icarus Club, Coolfire Media, and Techley.com present. From Lab 1500 in St. Louis, Missouri, it's the Domain Tech Report with your host, Edward Domain, along with the fabulous Karen Tomer. Edward's guest this time, Sarah Spear. And now, here's Ed.
Thank you for chanting my name, Internet. I appreciate it so much. Your words could not sound any sweeter if I were home alone in a drunken stupor drinking Maker's Mark pretending you were chanting my name. Thank you. Sitting to my left, as always, is the fabulous Karen Tomer. Hello, Karen. So tonight, we're going to talk about something exciting. Politics. Have you ever thought you'd like to strangle somebody, but don't want to deal with all the pesky jail time for murder? Maybe you should try politics. Recently, Netflix has launched a brand new show called House of Cards, and we're going to show you a trailer from it, so stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back.
That I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
That I will faithfully execute the office of
Power is a lot like real estate. It's all about location, location, location. The closer you are to the source, the higher your property value. Centuries from now, when people watch this footage, who will they see smiling just at the edge of the frame?
So help me God.
Congratulations.
This is going to be a big year for us.
This is the memo I've drafted on our Middle East policy we've been developing. I'd like to coin the phrase trickle-down diplomacy. That
Frank,
way...
we are not nominating you for Secretary of State. I know he made you a promise, but circumstances have changed.
The nature of promises, Linda, is that they remain immune to changing circumstances.
I knew you shouldn't trust that woman.
I didn't, I don't. I don't trust anyone.
Then how could you not see this coming?
Walker just nominated Carl.
It's a long road to confirmation.
I protect your identity. I print whatever you tell me, and I'll never ask any questions.
So we're talking about trust. What is it you want? Your absolute, unquestioning loyalty. Anything.
We're in a very gray area, ethically, legally, which I'm okay with.
Shelley Barnes of the Washington Herald, quoting a source close to the president.
I'm not exactly sure how it got leaked.
I want it over.
I'm sorry, Mr. President, but I will not do that. Get ready, Kathy. Things are about...
House of Cards had a $100 million budget and has been wildly successful. It is starring Kevin Spacey and has 13 episodes. And Kevin Spacey plays a Southern congressman, a Southern gentleman, if you were. And you know he's Southern by the way he has that Southern charm accent, y'all. And you know he's a gentleman by the way he ruthlessly rips out your heart and leaves you wishing you were dead. Now, he doesn't actually kill anybody. He just makes them wish they were dead. Except in one case, he kind of maybe helped someone along that probably was going to kill themselves anyways. So it's all good. One of the things that keeps me coming back to House of Cards is Las Actrices Bellas, Zoe Mara and Robin Wright. And I know I've asked Jenna, because I'm single, to call me, but for those that remember episode 1, but ladies, I'm single. Oh man, my Spanish is bad. Estas las chicas caliente, huh? Yeah, thunderclap, woo! So, Karen, do you watch House of Cards?
No, I haven't, but I've been really excited. It's in my instant queue. I haven't checked it out.
You don't watch
yet.
like The Real Housewives or something?
No, I haven't gone to that level yet.
Oh, thank goodness.
But
because
yeah.
if you don't have Netflix, you should probably get out of the 90s and get it. And if you do have Netflix and you're not watching House of Cards, you're probably a Real Housewives fan or Honey Boo Boo fan, and in which case, please die. When we come back, we're going to be meeting the fabulous executive director of Arch Grants, Sarah Spear. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Our guest tonight is the executive director of the fantastic program in St. Louis, Arch Grants, Sarah Spear. Sarah!
Good to see you. Hey, Karen.
Yeah. thanks for joining us tonight, Sarah.
Yeah,
it's
thanks.
A pleasure to have
thanks
you
for having
here.
me here, Ed.
Sure. So one of the things, let's get into it right away.
Sure.
We always hear that there aren't enough women entrepreneurs. Everyone is always saying we need more women entrepreneurs. We need more women entrepreneurs. Now, I know a lot of male entrepreneurs, but really women entrepreneurs, to me, it's like you're busy making babies and cooking dinner. So, what do you know about startups?
Well, before coming here to Arch Grants, where I'm executive director, I co-founded and led my own mobile health startup in Delhi, India. And
India, the country.
Yeah, the country. And prior to that, I was a Clinton Fellow in India.
Clinton, the president.
Yeah, that one. I had been in business school with the dream of starting my own business, and then saw emerging markets as a really great opportunity that just really needed transformational leadership through startups, and decided to go to India and then create my own startup. But I've also been busy, making babies myself. So I'm pregnant. My husband and I are expecting in June. And
congratulations.
So you could do both.
Yes. So, wow, unfortunately, I have done none of the things that you have done. So thank you for making me feel very small. Sarah. Yes, Internet. Thank you for pointing out how rude Sarah is being. I really appreciate that.
I'm in my own show right now.
Yes, Internet, thank you for recognizing not only how cruel Sarah is, but how much of a hard time I have managing Karen. It's very difficult.
I'm so sorry, Karen.
Oh, thank you. We gotta stick together here.
Yeah.
So, okay, moving on. Tell us about Arch Grants. What is the program and how does it work?
Arch Grants runs a global startup competition to award $50,000 cash grants, non-dilutive, to startups that are either already here in St. Louis or are willing to come to St. Louis for the cash, like Food Essentials came in an earlier episode.
Or even Techly.com, which also won an Arch Grant.
Yes.
Thunderclap! So, a startup that wins an Arch Grant gets $50,000 in funding. How much equity do they have to give up?
The grant is non-dilutive, so we don't take any equity in exchange for the grant.
Really?
Yeah.
It's free?
It's essentially free, yeah.
So what was I signing when I got mine? How did that all go down?
We had a bank account. You were able to deposit the check, so it's all good.
You're right, it is. It's fantastic. Thank you. And why do you think this was started in St. Louis? Now, I've knocked around the startup world a little while, and I've never seen a program like this really anywhere in the country where free funding is being given up in return for no equity. Why St. Louis, and who's putting up the money for this?
Yeah, similarly, everywhere else I've been in the startup community, I've never seen this. The St. Louis community just believes about startups and believes that this is the hope for our future. We focus on the startup economy and how the Arch Grant startups are creating jobs, generating revenue, and attracting capital here locally.
Okay, great. Now, so we have these startups that are getting the $50,000. How many applicants were there the first time around?
The first time we had 420 applicants from around the world.
Okay, 420, and we had some international winners that won a grant.
We did, 11 countries in the first round. And then, yeah, there were international entrepreneurs in, I think, 4 of the startups that we awarded the 15 grants to.
Wow, that's really impressive. And you have done a lot, and I recognize now that maybe I was a little quick with my judgment about just having babies and cooking food. So I do apologize.
So kind of you.
Thank you. Tell me about your new show.
I don't have a new show.
Yes, score 1 for Domain. Yes. Moving on to, your parents must be very proud of your accomplishments. If they could be here today, what would you say?
Oh, I love my parents. They're a great support network. My mom actually is here visiting from Connecticut, so shout out to Mom.
All right. And does she approve of all your crazy antics running around the world?
I think she's come to expect them.
And for the next round of Arch Grants, I know, where are you at in the current, so the first round, we've already had the winners, the people have been funded, now you're on to round 2. Where is that at in the process now that we're here in March?
We received 707 applications from 16 countries this time, and we've selected the semifinalists. We're in the process right now of selecting the finalists, and ultimately we will announce 20 grants to 20 startups in May, and they'll begin our program in July when they begin receiving those cash grants.
That's really amazing. That's really something. So yeah, right? Yeah. So what would be the total? So $1 million, and how much was it last time?
Last time it was 750,000. We've upped it to $1 million.
So in the space of a year, we're looking at 1.75 million invested in startups in St. Louis, equity free, to get them all started.
In addition to the follow-on grants that the round one startups have an opportunity to win in the form of $100,000 grants each.
That's pretty fantastic. That's really good. Why do you think St. Louis then is such a good place? Because there's so many other cities that are trying to develop their startup culture, are trying to get these different things going. Why has St. Louis been successful where other cities are still struggling to get a startup scene happening?
St. Louis is a great place to be, not only because of the low cost of living, but because of the great amount of collaboration that occurs between the startups and between the entrepreneurs. If I look at the Arch Grant startups, for example, one startup moved here from outside the country. He's already partnered with 3 other Arch Grant startups.
Could that be Arnaldo Mueller?
That would be him.
Let's give it up for Sim Machines. SimMachines.com.
And we see that attitude of collaboration versus competition, and it really benefits the entire startup community here in St. Louis.
Rising tide lifts all boats.
Exactly.
Sure. Okay, great. And I know that Arch Grants has obviously gotten a lot of press. It's been very popular. But as I always like to point out, even though you were in the St. Louis Business Journal and the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, and they're great publications for St. Louis. But for the nationwide crowd, where have you gotten the most attention from?
Techly.com.
Oh, thunderclap! So what's going to be next for Arch Grants? After this year, is there going to be a third year, and do you expect the funding to grow?
Yes, absolutely. We are already planning to scale from 15 startups in the first round to 20 startups in the second round. We'd like to continue scaling and growing the capacity that we have to support the startups here.
Thank you very much for being here today. I appreciate you taking the time. It's great hearing about your accomplishments, all the accomplishments of Arch Grants. If someone's interested in Arch Grants, if someone out there is an entrepreneur and wants to apply next year, where do they find out about the program?
Archgrants.org.
Archgrants.org. Thank you very much. Sarah Spear, everybody. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Damn angel investors.
Why?
Me and my startup will most likely have to be dead, buried, and up in heaven before we'll see any.
How dare you?
Welcome back, everybody. We made it through 3 episodes, baby. We'll see you soon. Good night. Where you at, girl?